Hi, welcome back to the Happiness Project. I am Shannon White, and here with me today is Aubrey Shoham. Would you like to introduce yourself and what you do?
Yes, so I'm Aubrey, and I work. I do a lot of things, but really, what I'm talking about today is my work with empaths, and I help them to overcome energetic overwhelm by leaning into their badass alchemist archetype.
I just love that badass part. It's
Yeah,
so great. Yeah, awesome, cool. And when I asked you if you could teach people anything about happiness and how to cultivate that more in their lives, you said you would teach about moon phases. So tell me about that.
So I really enjoy working with moon phases as a form of personal empowerment and universal co-creation. And I also feel like it helps us to tune into our personal rhythms and understand that there's certain times where we are more active and creative and certain times where we do need to rest. So when we have that visual symbol in the sky, that it supports us with like, okay, right, I'm waning right now, I'm gonna just release.
Yeah, and I think we're all moving in a cyclical way, and sometimes definitely in our culture we want to just push, but that's not always what's real for us and what we need to do. So I like that a lot. And what does happiness mean to you?
So I think of happiness as an emotion, and it is something it's an emotion of contentment and pleasure. I mean, maybe contentment and or pleasure. It could just be like, you know what, I'm really happy right now. Or it's like moments of deep pleasure and enjoyment.
Awesome. All right, so today we're going to specifically talk about the new moon energy. So tell me, what does the new moon mean? Like, what does it mean for the moon to be new? And then how have you worked with that specifically, and I guess you kind of said what it's done for you, but a little bit deeper into that.
We really talk about the new moon as the black moon, this dark moon. So when the moon is completely in the Earth's shadow and it's dark, and you might see like a ring around it, that's actually considered the dark moon or the balsamic moon. And then the real new moon is when we see a tiny sliver just poking through. That's actually so that, and a lot of these, I want to talk about that space, like going from the dark moon to the new moon. And it's like a 3-day thing, but that's like really the dark moon is really the energy of blank, of getting really, like, just being really gentle and really getting really clear. And then the new moon coming out is like, okay, let's make this happen. But it's really a time of planting metaphorical seeds. And so that's, I feel like it's really important to just watch your energy field and who you're interacting with, and to get really clear with what do you want. If you can just work with something for this next cycle, 4 to 5 weeks, what would it be? If something can shift even just a small bit, what would that look like for you? How would that feel?
If you were to give somebody at home some steps to do for the new moon energy, what those steps would be?
I recommend to write a few intentions on how you'd like to shift your life in the next 4 to 5 weeks. And then with each intention, write a few action steps that you can do to make this happen. And then get really clear with that emotional result. Like if this was different in my life, my emotions are going to be this. A tangible thing is going to invoke an emotion, a bigger emotion in me. I need to be practicing with that emotion, because that's like the big thing, because my energy frequency shifts and my timeline shifts. Like if I'm in the energy frequency of feeling really overwhelmed and sad about something and frustrated around something, I'm continuing in this, I'm just recreating the frustrating events. So if I know that clearing up this situation, like a frustrating interaction with a coworker, if I know clearing, like setting some boundaries, getting clear with myself, being able to manage that in a different way is going to make me feel empowered, then how can I feel empowered daily? Like my favorite thing is to listen to songs. I feel like songs really, for me, brings in emotion. So if I have like an empowerment song that I could listen to daily, that's going to support this the work that I need to do through this next moon phase for the result that I want.
Yes. Nice. Good. Awesome. I love that. And when would you recommend the actual, like, you know, getting the vision clear, creating the action steps? Would that be during the dark moon or during the new moon?
The dark moon is really a good time to just be still, to be at home, to take a salt bath. I love that, you know, to be really careful with the energy. You might be just thinking about it. So if you want to just kind of sit with it, and then with the new moon to actually write the thing out to feel more clear.
Beautiful. Thank you. So Aubrey, if anybody wants to find you for your work, where would they find you?
So I have a Facebook group called Empath Energy Alchemists. I talk a lot about this and I walk people through these phases. Each phase, I'm always writing about it and I'm talking about different ways of understanding energy and implementing it into your life. I'm on Instagram. My business name is called Empath Energy Alchemy. My group is Empath Energy Alchemists. That's the best way.
Great. And I'll tag you in these so people can find you on Facebook and Instagram.
Great.
Cool. Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.